I want to apply for a job there. So I said, okay, I'll come with you, but I'll sit in the lobby. I won't come anywhere close to his office. So she went in and she got the job. And he asked her, okay, so where are you staying? You're not from Bombay. She said, yeah, I'm staying with Serena, at her home and all that. So he said, Serena, where is she? What is she doing? She said, she's not doing anything. Where is she? She had to spit it out. And she said, she's sitting in the lobby. So when I walked in, Mr. Baijal looked at me and he said, why don't you want to join us? So I said, you haven't offered me a job. What do you mean, why you don't want to join us? So he said, yeah, there are 3 offers. 1, 2, 3. Which of these do you want? So one was in front office, one was GRE, one was in F&B. And I said, no, none of these. So he said, okay, I know which is the right place for you. And he calls up the banquet sales manager and he said, there's this girl for you. Take her right away. Tomorrow she starts work. So you see, there are people who will help you out along the way. So you don't have to worry about it. So what I'm trying to say is don't get stressed about what is my child going to do after 5 years, what is the, how much salary will he get, whatever. And then after about 6 months, Oberoi Hotels picked me from there and I joined them as a manager. And then from then on, you can see where I am today. So that's it. So don't worry about that. And the quality of our students from this college is very high. So I have heard from different sources saying that the students that come out of Workshop and Manipal University is very, very high. So they know that, your potential and your creativity is very, very high. Okay? So that's for the mummies and daddies. Students. Ma'am asked me to speak about life in Manipal. And she said, there are some things only students know. So I asked her, ma'am, are there parents going to be here? So she said, yes. So I said, okay, then I'll talk to you about the nice things. Look at all the present students laughing about. So this is the place where I evolved, where I blossomed. And I was a very quiet student in school, that's in Xavier's, and I think when I came to this place nurtured me. Vikas also was a very quiet boy. He was 1 year junior to me. Very, very quiet. In those days, ragging was very high. I don't have to speak too much about it, I know. But I never ragged him because he was too quiet and too nice and too sweet. And, this place changes you. It changes your personality. It changes who you are going to be. And you have to be open about that. And you wonder why. What is there in this place that makes this happen? So you guys must have seen Manipal, looked around, and I would say just look around. Where will you get so much of space to learn? So many cultures, so many people from different nationalities from the other colleges where you will thrive and learn. I come from a place which is Bombay. Universities are a building. School is a 13-floor building. Colleges are 2 floors. In some places, 1 floor. And I just come to Manipal and I say, oh my God, this is what is a university. Look at the abundant opportunities you have here to pursue sports, performing arts, extracurricular activities. I think we celebrate all the festivals here. Yeah, all the festivals are celebrated here. The North Indians, they don't know who is a Tamilian and who is a Malayali and for them everybody is South Indian. And everybody eats idli, dosa, sambar. So like somebody said here, I think it was Vikas only, go and try the cuisine of that place. If you're going to Kerala, eat the local food. Don't go to Pizza Hut and eat pizza in Kerala. If you're going to Andhra Pradesh, go and try the Andhra food. It's amazing. So we have this thing that we say, everybody from the north eats chicken tikka and aloo parathas, and everybody in the south eats, all this medu vadas and sambar. It's not like that. This is a place where you will really learn about your roommate or your classmates' culture, the people, their families. You will meet their families, and you will see the difference in your life, their life, and learn from that. It helps you to deal and manage with people when you start working. or when you run your own business. Okay? You will also have great mentors here, great friends and peers. And the friendships that you will make in this place, will be friends for life. So 20 days ago, when I went to drop my daughter to college, I met a classmate of mine after 22 years. We went to his house for dinner. And he married a girl junior to him. And he told my children and his children, this is what is called friendships. Even after 20 years, it doesn't feel like 20 years have come and gone. Because you just connect back. So this is the place where you will really, really blossom and make those connections and those friendships that will last forever. And I think some of the things that we did during our time also was the Onam and Holi and Diwali, Dandiya, and I'm sure all of you will do that even now. But guys, remember one thing. Your parents have worked very hard to bring you to this stage. And there is every possibility that you will be a changed person by the time you graduate from Manipal. When you go back home, one thing you will learn is to value everything back home that we took for granted. Like our home food, our room, the domestic help, and all the love and affection of the family. Sometimes we take that for granted. But when you go back, you will value this. And don't forget to be grateful to them, especially your parents. And everyone that you meet along the journey, and for every opportunity thrown at you. The faculty here will throw you many opportunities. Come on, let's do this festival. Come on, let's go here. Come on, let's try out this particular cuisine. Take that opportunity. Don't look back and regret and feel, I had this chance, but I bungled it up. So there will also be many temptations along the way. And the only thing I will say, I'm not going to say don't do this, don't do that, or whatever. Just make sure it does not harm you. I have seen my classmates, few instances, and some juniors where it has gone beyond repair, whatever harmful thing that they have done. You have to make sure that you protect yourself and you take care of yourself for these 4 years. Your parents trust you, so you have to not breach that trust. Right? And your generation has so many opportunities at your feet. And many of you will go on to become big entrepreneurs. I know that. It is the generation of entrepreneurs. There's an equal number of restaurants opening up as much as which are shutting down. The best ones will stand there, of course. And some of the things you will learn in workshop, which you will need in the hotel industry, are also some of the things you will need in life. So we, alumni, we always look back and we see and we think, we said, we learned an eye for detail when we did housekeeping. We learned how to dress and make sure that our laundry and everything was spick and span because we did housekeeping. We learned finance when we had to manage our own money. When dad sends your money and you're broke by the 20th of the month, you have to say, okay, now I'm going to eat hostel food for the next 10 days and not spend anything more. You will learn to understand and accept and manage people through the friends you will make here. You will learn humility when you serve, especially in F&B service. A lot of times we feel it's a demeaning job. And some of you come from nice homes, but we will learn humility when we serve people. And you will continue serving people in this industry. You will learn the warmth of hospitality and kindness when you see your customers smiling and happy. The joy that you get when your customer comes to you and say, thank you for making this happen for me, priceless. No amount of salary will satisfy you than a customer coming to you and saying, thank you for this. And you will not, you will not only learn from your faculty and your books and visiting faculty and all that, but you will learn from people around you. And you need to be open to that. You'll need to learn from people who are even below you. Even that Vincent at the reception. Even Bala who picks up your bags. And this is one principle that I have always lived by, that you have to always learn and always be a student for life. So once you graduate from here, that doesn't mean your education ends. You always learn, always learn. I'll give you this example of a very dear friend of mine who was 2 years senior to me. He's today the area director, South, Anil Chadda. He was 2 years senior to me and a very good friend of mine. And when I was working in Sea-Rock, he was the lobby manager there. So it was his first posting. And he came to me and he said to me, I think I saw it. One of his colleagues got upset with him and said, I think he just threw his pen or something. There are times of frustration as well. He just threw his pen and said, I don't want to talk to you ever again. And I don't want to deal with you ever again. And Anil Chadda turned around and said to him, that may be the case, but I still want to talk to you. And I still want to work with you. And when he said this to me, I said this to him, I said, what? Are you mad? The guy has got so much of ego and you've actually said this to him? And he turned around and he said to me, you know what, Serena? It's not always the people above we have to please and be nice to because they are bosses. The real people who make you are the people who are with you and below you. And I will never forget these words. And you think he learned this from some books from Harvard University? No. He learned it at ITC, he learned it at Manipal, he learned it in Wellcome Group. Because I used to see him working with people and treating people well. And people loved him and loved his energy. Of course, he was only a lobby manager then. But we know where that has taken him today. Okay? Now, like I said, I want to again talk about the vision Mr. Prasad had for our students. That we have to become leaders in whatever we choose to do. I don't mean leaders as in Tim Cooks or Satya Nadella. Every one of us cannot become that. But lead your people. Lead your businesses well. Lead as a good leader. And it is here in Workshop that I evolved as a person and picked up these attributes that I needed for my future. So last week, I had the opportunity of listening and then talking and interacting with Mr. Sanjeev Mehta. Anybody has heard of Mr. Sanjeev Mehta? Know who he is? He is the CEO and Managing Director of Hindustan Unilever, one of the biggest Indian companies India could have. It's Hindustan Unilever and overseas it's Dutch, it's Unilever. And he said, there are two things that struck me. He said many things, but two things that struck me. He said, leadership can be taught. So he broke all these myths about, leaders are born, you're born to be a leader, you have to have that thing in you to become a leader. Wrong. He said leadership can be taught, which means it's our responsibility as probably older people and alumni and the faculty to teach leadership. And it is your responsibility to learn leadership. Learn the leadership qualities, attributes by watching people over you, above you, and how they do things and how they manage things. And the second thing he said, and I think it's coming up again and again here today, failure is not the opposite of success. Failure is only a ladder to success. So I want you all to take that with you in the next 4 years that you're going to be here and the rest of you, the 2-3 years. For the ladies in the hospitality industry, this is one thing ma'am wanted me to talk about. You will need to be strong. So how many girls do we have in this batch out of 350, 370? Or girls, just put your hands up. Wow, a lot of girls. Yeah, good. So you will have to become strong. You will have to be resilient. because it's a male-dominated industry, whether you like it or not. But there are a good number of ladies who are now in very good leadership roles in the hotel industry. But one of the things that you will have to do is balance. Balance your work, your ambitions, your family, your timings, whatever. And there are more and more women in the hospitality industry now, and they command good respect. The company that I work for, we are treated equally. My boss doesn't differentiate and allow me to go home at 9 o'clock because, I'm a woman. We all live together at 11, 12, whenever we have to stay back late. We are given equal responsibilities, and we are never thought of less competent. And in a way, it is a two-way street. It is a two-way street. Sometimes women give up too soon. Too soon. They can't take it anymore, they can't handle it anymore, and all kinds of things. They feel they can't do it, or they have to train themselves to balance what they want. So I have never been made to do anything that I felt uncomfortable about or unethical in my career of 24 years. Never. So it's also what you want to do and what you not want to do. When I was having my first child, and then the second one after 2 years, I was thinking, should I leave? What do I do? I know my batteries get charged when I work, and when I work with people, at the same time, there was this thing about the baby coming and whatever. This was in 1999. Today, this whole thing of flexi time and all that has come about. But in those days, if you can't work 9-10 hours, then we'll find someone else. And I remember I was on maternity leave, and my boss asked me, when are you coming back? It was, I think, 4 months, 5 months. And I said to him, and it took me a lot of guts to say this, I will come back only if you allow me to work flexible time, which means I will work thrice a week and I will work half days. And he looked at me and he said, just come from tomorrow and start working 3 days a week and half days. So, sometimes we are afraid to ask. We feel, they might not take it well. I mean, there's no harm in asking. And so I think sometimes you just have to ask for your right or your place. And if they see you, that you are committed and you're passionate and you're willing to give as well, I don't think any woman should quit the hospitality industry. Okay? You can talk to me about it later. Yeah. So, as I said, it's amazing to see how young people are so clear about what you want to do. And don't worry about only having to work in 5 stars. I'm amazed to see how many beautiful patisserie and bakery outlets there are today. So the culinary guys, what a big number joining that course this year. Amazing. Really, really good. I think the 5-star bakeries are now on the high street of Mumbai, Pune, Delhi. I don't know about the smaller towns, and they are doing brilliantly, brilliantly. Recently, Mr. Uday Kotak of the Kotak Group interviewed a young guy who I think is in his early 40s. He works for Morgan Stanley, and he's head of emerging markets. And he was asked, what advice would you give young people today? And it's ironical, I read this 3 days ago. I'm going to read out his answer. And I said, I must bring this to Manipal and read it out to you. And he said this, my only advice is about following your passion. A lot of people think I must have scored high marks in school and college, but that is not true. There were many people in my school and college who were academically superior in terms of their achievement and what they did. I was just lucky in one regard. At a very young age, I knew exactly what I wanted to do, and I did it. So, my fellow students, I leave you with just 2 things to ask yourself today, which I firmly believe simply because you are in an industry where you deal with people, not products or objects, except for food. So I want you to ask yourselves, how can I make a positive impact in all that I will learn and do? And second, my favorite question and my principle, can I become a student for life? Evaluate yourself each year with these questions. And I hope you will one day come back here to this alma mater, bringing with you all that you have learned and to want to learn more. Thank you. If there are any questions, you all can ask. I don't know if you are okay with time. If not, I'm here till 1:30, and then I have to take a flight. Okay? Thank you.
Thank you, madam. As a gesture of our gratitude, I would request our principal to present a memento to Ms. Serena Menezes. I would now request Ms. Nirupa Srinivas, Senior Manager, Finance Department, Manipal University, to address the gathering on student finance and fee-related issues.
Wow. Now I understand why presentation is important, ma'am, in all your so very well presented audiences. A number of orientations I've attended. I think this is the most colorful one. This is a small thing. I think after listening to all your alumni, don't worry, this is not going to be a very long thing. It's just about 5 minutes, and the idea is to ensure we have a seamless transactions with you all in the next 4 years. We are very fair and transparent with our finances, and we just wanted to take this to ensure that everything is there at the click of a button. You don't have to come to my boring office. You have a wonderful college, don't have to come to my boring office. So that is the intention of this. This is a small flow of what we're going to have in the next 5 minutes. Kindly note down this address. You need to log on to this page. This is the student portal, which you can register. Its registration is open for both parents as well as students. Kindly register on this portal. I'll tell you why it's important. This is the screen where you enter your registration number, and for the next 4 years, your registration number is what is important. You tell your name or not, please remember your registration numbers. And you register. It's very simple to register. Register this, and this will be your landing page. So you have the entire details of entire details captured about you. And what I would be relating or talking to you is only relating to this page, which is called dues. I don't know if it's very clear, but once you look into the page, get familiarized. Don't wait for the next academic year to look at it. So kindly look at it right now. So when you see, you have, these are the 5 points which I'll be talking about. Okay. So this, when you click the academic dues, this is how your page would come. Everything is here. What is the demand? What we have raised for the next year, what you need to pay is right here, and what you have paid is also here. Okay? You can always get the receipts also online. That's for only 1 year. You won't get the previous year receipts, but we've made available for 1 year. You would be able to take it at any time. So kindly look at this. The due dates are mentioned here. The amount is right here. This the same amount what is there in the prospectus. We don't charge a rupee more or rupee less. We're very fair and transparent. And everything is available. Kindly do not call our offices asking what is the due date, what is the amount I need to pay. The fee notifications are sent well in advance to everybody, and the methodology of payment is also mentioned. It's very clear and specific. So kindly go through it and adhere to the guidelines there. This is regarding your hostel. Entire activity of what happens in the hostel, your charges, everything is here. The utility and the mess is in advance, which you pay, which you're already paid. What happens, in every month there's a charge to it, and everything is available on your student account. So you know whether you've exhausted the advance, or you still have an advance balance with you, or you need to top it up. Everything is there. So kindly go through it or see it at any time, whichever is convenient to you. And we encourage online payments because it becomes very, very easy for us and easy for you too. So kindly, these are all the available options for which you can pay and you can do your online transactions. Kindly register. This is for the parents. It's it's preferable you do a net banking transactions, which is much cheaper than what you do for getting your demand drafts. So, and it becomes easy because it's immediately reflected in the page, and we also acknowledge it immediately. You have a receipt at you immediately. The minute you make your payment, you have a receipt with you. You don't have to come to our office to ask for the receipt or go around everywhere asking, where is my receipt, what do I do? So you don't have to waste time for all of that, and this should be the least of your worries, that you pay and you get your receipts immediately. For NRI students who have been admitted under the NRI category, the fees have to be paid on wire transfer. The wire transfer details again are available in your site. You just need to go click the fee card, course fee, and you will get the entire detail where you need to remit your fees. You again do not have to call us up and saying, which is account do I need to remit? Kindly send us the details. We will, we want to remit it. So these are the regular queries we get, and that is why we wanted to make an attempt that everything is available there, so you don't have to call us up, and because you wouldn't get our lines. Our lines are very busy. For whatever reason, both the new academic year and the new admissions all happen at the same time. So we have to deal about 30 to 35,000 students. So that time you're getting lines is going to be very, very difficult, and you'll get frustrated. So kindly, everything is available here. And then in case you do not have a net banking option for whatever reason, we also have for NEFT and RTGS transfer. If you want to do that, again, the bank details are available in this portal. You can click the RTGS bank and you can get the details, and you do not, all the details are there and you can remit it. But one thing, once you finish remitting, kindly enter your UTR number and the remitter's name and particulars, because again, we would acknowledge it online and you would get a receipt to your mail ID.